Yokoso, 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 arigato gozaimasu. Thank you for joining me live tonight for another episode 78 of the Stadia Monday Night Chat. I'm, of course, your host, Clive Illenden. Join me as we delve into all the excitement of the month that is October. October is an exciting month, and we have an exciting October ahead of us, and not just because it's my birthday month. Just saying. I think I feel it in my bones. I think we're in a good time for Stadia people coming into October. It's going to be good. I don't want to whip up the hype or anything like that, but we're going to be looking at October. I think it's going to be good. Anyway, before all of that, let's welcome those in the chat. Of course, say hi to everybody. Let me know what games you've been playing. And of course, don't forget to hit the likes. I like it. YouTube likes it. And it helps people like you find content like this. Hey, and if you are new here, you know what to do. I mean, you'll have to ask. Please consider subscribing. Hit that subscribe button. Toggle that notification bell so you know when I go live with content like this. And hey, since it's Stadia Pro announcement week, if that's a thing, you know, let us know in the chat not only what games you've been playing, but what games you think, of course, will be probably announced for Stadia Pro tomorrow. So we are expecting it on the Stadia community blog tomorrow, the Pro games. So exciting time. And I think they're going to be good. Yeah. So as I say, this week sees the Pro games. So, you know, put your suggestions in the chat, and we'll be talking about that a bit later on, your predictions, thoughts, because I think it's not just the Pro games. I think there's some game announcements possibly due as well over the next couple of weeks. Well, I know there are. Anyway, the formality's over. Let us see who is in the chat. I've highlighted Anthony, and no, your mama knows. He was first in the chat. He wins a lollipop for that. Well done, sir. Good work. We've got Jerome. Lovely to see you, Jerome, as always, in early. Stadia Krampus, LOLO, how are you? Crow Razine, Sednar, Christopher, who's already pre-ordered FIFA 22. You better believe it. Raven Anime, Pika, how are you, sir? Inled, great to see you. Spatey Boy, Average, hi, how you doing, man? Jerry Lennon, lovely to see you. Gulwam, hello. I play Life is Strange, True Colors. Are you enjoying that? Let me know. I haven't jumped onto it. I was waiting for and we'll come to it later, the remastered collection, which I had dabbled in before. The originals are due as a Pro title, I seem to remember. But obviously they've been pushed back, and we'll come to that. And Marcus, what's up? Darksiders 2. Anyway, as I say, let me know what games you think we'll be playing in Pro and all of that. Twisted Barber, how are you? It's got to be done, sir. It's got to be done looking at the old LG. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, before I kick off, as we come into what is going to be an exciting month for Stadia people, as I say, more on that later. There's something else going on in October. Is it your birthday? Yes, it's my birthday. I'm not talking about that, but it's Stadia related, and it really gives us a chance to give a little bit back. You know, got to give a little love, as I think they say in the Bugsy Malone film. With a little bit of love, give a little bit of love. Anyway, talking about that. All during the month of October, the wonderful John Scars, shout out to John Scars. If you not subscribed to John Scars, 4 Scars Gaming, make sure you do. He has organized an incredible charity event over the whole of October. Here we are, Caring from the Clouds. What a great title. Caring from the Clouds, Super Stadia Extravaganza. Due to an overwhelming response, Caring from the Clouds Super Stadia Extravaganza has been extended and will now take place every Saturday in October. But what is it, Clive? What is it? Well, it is basically every single weekend now, every single weekend over October, there will be a charity stream from a number of different people from the Stadia community streaming different games. So as it says here, Stadia community members from across the globe will be streaming their favorite Stadia games while raising money for charity of their choice. So there's 2-hour streams, and they'll be on the respective community members' YouTube or Twitch channel. And there's a handy schedule. We'll come to it. And you can donate, and it's every content creator will be raising money for a different charity. So it's a whole range of charities from content creators from Spain, I think, are in there. Obviously, UK, other parts of Europe, US, Canada, they're all in there, all raising money for different charities. And good old John has arranged various prizes that you can win as viewers if you donate. So if you donate, you'll be entered into a raffle to win a prize. And there's prizes each weekend, effectively, here. So if you donate during one of the charity streams, you automatically will be put into a raffle. And then you'll be drawn out of the raffle, potentially, to win a potential prize here. And there's some great prizes. Some of the publishers, Stadia publishers and developers have come out. And, you know, offered some prizes. So we've got 4 codes of Cake Bash, Fogs, 2 codes of that, Get Packed, Killer Queen Black, Life is Strange, True Colors. Oh, there we are, Life is Strange. Ember Pim plushies, Addams Family Mansion Mayhem, Paw Patrol Pups, DreamWorks Dragons, Gigantosaurus. Wow. These are basically all Outright Games ones. So we know John has a good relationship with Outright Games, clearly. Ice Age, Scratty's Nutty Adventure, K's and Wild Mask. So loads of prizes to win just by donating. So shout out to John Scar there, fourscarsgaming.com. It's on his blog. Raise some money for charity. What a great cause. What a great cause. And down here, so you've got Helix Cloud Games, formerly, of course, Sounds of Stadia. They'll be, this is the first weekend, John Scar himself, Peter Cottontail, Connor Wilson, Slayer of Trolls over on Twitter. And then you've got John Scars again, some guy called Rock. Don't know about that. Project Storm. I'm not doing it. I'm delegating it. Lord Kensal of Stadia is streaming. I haven't decided what charity yet, but, you know, we'll get to that. Vivi Plays, Scooterama, Vet Cloud Gaming. Everybody, just loads. Meg's on there, MM2K, lovely Jack to Slip, loads. So, anyway, just thought I'd mention that. It's on every weekend over October. Hey, even if you don't donate, go and support them, say hi, you know, give them encouragement. I'm sure it'll all be really super appreciated. And a big shout out for John for organising that. Organising these things are a pain in the butt, to be honest. And he's done all of this himself, sorted out all the prizes and everything. So, yeah, round of applause. Do I have a round of applause on my thingy? No, I don't. So I'll give you a round of applause for John. Anyway, let's get to the news. Now, ironically enough, well, not ironically enough, it's to be expected. It was somewhat of a subdued Stadia community blog, I think, if we're brutally honest with ourselves. Let's call it up. So last week wasn't the most exciting blog post in the world. Stadia-wise, we've had some quite good ones recently. But basically, Streets of Rage 4 DLC, the Mr. X Nightmare add-on content, with 2 new playable characters, a new survival mode with weekly challenges, new weapons and enemies. And furthermore, Gates of Oblivion. There's going to be a year-end stream. Tune in to learn about the upcoming Elder Scrolls line, Deadlands DLC, and an exclusive look at the fiery conclusion to the year-long saga. that beginning. Now, I don't know. Is that meant to be? Yeah, they are 1st of October. So this week. So check out that. Gates of Oblivion, Elder Scrolls, tune into the year-end stream on the 1st of October. And that was kind of it. It wasn't really kind of major, quite exciting, but not really major. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is definitely the calm before the storm. And it's a good storm. It's a good storm. It's not Project Storm. It's a different storm, but it's a good storm. But anyway, I just, I just think that compared to this week, you'll see a big difference. I just have a feeling in the bones, all of that. Anyway, but let me know whether you've played Mr. X Nightmare, Streets of Rage 4. I know Streets of Rage is super popular. But as I said, this is just a lull before the big things start happening. Starting with this week, people. Yeah, this week. We already know it's an exciting week ahead, right? Because we know we've got the Stadia Pro games. We know we've got 2 massive games, which I'll come to later coming. But then there's all the other stuff that we don't know about yet. But I'll come to all of that. In other news, ladies and gentlemen, and we touched on it earlier, Life is Strange. Unfortunately, so the Life is Strange Remastered, there was a tweet from the developer here, the publisher. Update from Life is Strange team. After Life is Strange True Colors releases on September the 10th, we're happy to announce that Life is Strange Wavelengths DLC, that will be released on September the 13th. So some DLC coming to Life is Strange, but that's not the main news. But there's DLC coming. That's coming in the next couple of days. The sadder news is we've made the difficult decision to delay the release. Let's make that a bit larger for you. There we are. We've made the difficult decision to delay the release of Life is Strange Remastered Collection for all platforms, PC, PlayStation, Xbox, Stadia, and Switch until early 2022. So that's a shame because I seem to remember this was going to be a pro title. So we've got some exciting pro titles coming, and this was due for October. I'm sure it was originally. So this would have been a pro title. So I'm wondering whether whether they had a bumper crop or they've swapped some titles around. I don't know, but this is what happens, publishing and developing. Dates get missed, dates get, moved on, and platforms like Stadia, in which releases are super important, they tend to feel the impact of these delays a bit more than, say, PlayStation or an Xbox does, especially considering this was going to be one of the Stadia Pro titles. So anyway, shame about that, but hey ho, hope they do a good job remastering it and all of that. But anyway, so that's sort of that's not so great news really, but never mind, because there's good stuff are coming. Yeah. We get a release date, ladies and gentlemen, for Chorus. Now, a lot of people are looking forward to Chorus. Let's call up the old YouTube. So Chorus gets a release date, and it's looking fine. It is looking super fine, this game. I said last week they were going to have an announcement on Thursday, and their announcement was basically this. Again, I'm not totally convinced about flying games personally, but graphically, it looks pretty spectacular. So hopefully, it's a good version on Stadia ultimately. And the great news, of course, if we just fast forward, look at that. Look at the detail in that face then. It's amazing. Let's get to the beginning there. At the end, I mean, Chorus. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go full screen because otherwise you can't see. There we are. 3rd of December. I always have to stop and pause when I read the date because it's in American form. I was thinking 12th of March, eh? Right, no. 3rd of December, yeah? So we've got a release date for Chorus, something to look forward to in December. Let me know whether you're looking forward to that. As I say, it looks awesome. I hope the Stadia version gets justice done to it. Is that right? In other news, hot off the press, only a few hours today, and this is quite big. I think it's going to... originally, I wrote up about it, but then the more I think about it, the more important and significant it is, ladies and gentlemen. And it's this. As interesting enough, as reported in a number of outlets, somebody called the police, Android police here. Soon, well, as in they're rolling it out now, you can use third-party controller with Stadia on your Chromecast Ultra, ladies and gentlemen, your Chromecast Ultra. So we're not talking about the Chromecast with Google TV here. Yeah, one of the biggest, well, one of the major complaints about originally when Stadia came out, and the only way you could play it on your big TV, maybe your LG TV, your big TV was with the Chromecast. And you could only play with the Chromecast by connecting a Stadia controller. You couldn't connect your Xbox controller to it or your PlayStation controller to it. This solves that problem, ladies and gentlemen. You can connect to your phone for wired or Bluetooth controllers or use touch screen controls. So fake phone here. You could use your phone as a controller on the to play the games via the Chromecast, or connect your, I don't have one, yes I do, connect your Xbox controller wired or by Bluetooth via your phone, which presumably connects via the cloud, so you're getting that kind of Wi-Fi beauty. You might get a slight bit of latency if you're using Bluetooth, but if you hotwire it, if you wire directly with a little dongle straight into your phone, your Xbox controller, then presumably, since your phone controller is then connecting straight to Wi-Fi, you're getting like a Stadia-like controller experience. Yay, Cult of Stadia. Thank you, sirs. Why weren't you subscribed before? Thank you very much. Much appreciate it. Anyway, so I think this is quite exciting because effectively this is bridge mode. So all those APK unpackings and looking behind the Stadia code that people like Gem and 9to5 Google do, they've been talking about bridge mode and this sort of coming very, very soon. Well, here it is, ladies and gentlemen, and apparently it's rolling out as of now. So this is going live. This is quite an interesting story because I saw it get published all at the same time in the sort of main sort of tech and Stadia reporting sites, which suggests to me, especially the 9to5 one, because they'd already reviewed it and it's literally got announced officially this afternoon and they'd already reviewed it, which means seems to me that there's, you know, Google Stadia do actually have a press department and people were on embargoes. Here we are. Here's a YouTube video. Get rid of that. Sort of walks it through. So this is 9to5 Google, and they'd already recorded a video and experimented using it. So it suggests to me that yeah, this was Google are obviously, we say, oh, Google aren't communicating, or who do they talk to? They talk to 9to5, they talk to Tech Gadget, whatever, and they talk, no, Engadget, and they talk to Android Police, because they were all the ones that went to press at the same time, which suggests to me that there was an embargo on this. But as you can see, use your phone as a controller, as a touchpad, to use the Chromecast Ultra, or connect your Xbox controller or PlayStation controller to your phone somehow via Bluetooth or by a wired connection if you get a little dongle for it. And use it that way. And when it works, according to 9 to 5 here, when it works really well. Looks like he's been playing FIFA. Yeah, trying out FIFA on his phone. But this would be quite good if you have a buddy come around and you haven't got a spare Stadia controller, and you say, well, yeah, and say you've got a Chromecast Ultra and you want to play on there, get your buddy to play. So pretty good. You can see they got a weird dongle going on there. Probably have to buy it off eBay or something like that. But yeah, I think this is quite significant because it's all about ease of access. I've talked about this on this show. Other people have talked about it. You know, the easier it is for people to access Stadia, you know, whether it's free, using the devices you already own, using the controllers you might already have, using most, you know, you've got to have a mobile phone to be able to play Stadia anyway. Yeah, to connect up to Stadia, to sign up to Stadia effectively. So now you could just test it out. If you've got a Chromecast, you could test it out using your phone. It just opens it up to so many more people. So this is really, really great. But it was just interesting that, to me, it was. I just noticed to say that there's obviously a press office at Stadia. We often moan or hear people saying there's, you know, they don't have a press department or anything. They do. Because clearly these reports from 9 to 5 and Engadget, I saw, did a report on it, a very positive one, saying how this is good. This is one of the complaints about people who had a Chromecast. They, you know, couldn't add a different controller to it. All released at the same time. But anyway, once again, this opens up more opportunities for people to play or at least test it out. There was a question recently on the old Marvin Paranoid Android blog, Reddit, where someone said they didn't have a PC. They used to play on a PlayStation 4, but they haven't played. But is Stadia worth it if they get like a Chromecast and everything? I said, well, just try it out on your PC. And then they repeated to me, I don't have a PC. I'm thinking, really? Like, it doesn't have to be a fancy PC. But anyway, in his example, when I originally answered him and he had a Chromecast, the only way for him to try it out would have been to get a Stadia controller. As of today, or the next couple of days, he could connect his PlayStation controller to his phone, connect to the Chromecast Ultra, and give it a go to see whether, you know, play Destiny, see if it works for him. There you go. So user case there, only from a week ago. But anyway, let me know what you think about that. Do you think this is a kind of a bit meh? Do you think it's like amazing? Do you think it's significant? It's just interesting that, you know, it's got some of the press talking in a positive way. So there we go. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. That was hot off the press. See? Progress. These AP, you know, it means that when the likes of Gem and all of that, hey, Lukey6, how are you, sir? Gem and all of that do these APK unpackings. They're finding the clues to these things, and the more they do, the more little breadcrumbs they find lead to these things. So exciting times, ladies, exciting times. Yay. This is what we like. This everybody should be doing it. Everybody should be doing this. Anyway, I just want to remind people that we're coming, and I've mentioned it before, we're coming into the last quarter of the calendar year, which is when the game industry really sort of picks up a pace. Yeah. When things get going in terms of new releases. We saw it last year, and Stadia benefited from that. And no doubt we'll see it this year. I still see complaints, you know, Stadia need the big AAA games, you know, they need the AAA games to come. Well, I just want to remind those people and remind other people, do you know, in the space of a week, right, in the space of the next week or so, we've got two of the biggest games, yeah, two of the most anticipated games of the year come to Stadia. In the next 7 days, well, in the first week of October, in the shape of FIFA 22, one of the biggest franchises in the world, lands a AAA game, lands on Stadia, Massive, massive franchise. Lands on Stadia in 3 days' time. And then on the 7th, we've got Far Cry 6, one of the most anticipated and biggest games of the year, arriving on the 7th of October. So that's just in the next 7 days, as it were. The first 7 days of October. You know, we've got other titles coming. We've got the Pro titles being announced. You know, we know Adam's Family, we know is coming on the 1st of October. More on that later. The Falconeer, Warrior Edition. That's coming on the 5th of October. So you've got FIFA, Adam's Family. Oh, I don't care about Adam's Family. Fine. You've got Warrior, you've got the Falconeer. Then you've got Far Cry 6. All in the space of 7 days, the first 7 days of October. FIFA and Far Cry 6, people. How much more AAA do you want to get? Yeah. Pretty massive. And when people say, oh, Stadia, they haven't got any AAA games coming, right? When clearly they have. Far Cry 6, Riders Republic, Heartlands, possibly, Rainbow Six Siege Extraction, you know, FIFA's arriving, as I say, all of these. So there are AAA games coming. I think when people say that, I think what they actually mean is like some sort of hungry cuckoo, yeah? Like some kind of hungry cuckoo. They want more information on the titles they don't know about, which is fair enough. Yeah, that's fair enough. But they'll turn around and say, oh yeah, those AAA titles, them titles you just mentioned, what, like FIFA, Far Cry 6, yeah, Riders Republic, all these, you know, Avatar next year, all these, you know, yeah, them titles, they don't count, right? They don't count as we know they are coming. Yeah. What about the other titles we don't know are coming? That's what I'm talking about. Where are they? Well, how come knowing AAA titles are coming, yeah? How come just because we know a AAA title is coming to Stadia, instantly dismisses it from being a AAA title that's coming to Stadia? You know, a AAA title coming to the platform. That makes no sense to me. Yeah? It's just, you know what I'm saying? It's just like it's a bit madness. You can't say, well, there's no, you know, what we need AAA games to come to Stadia. Well, they are coming. Literally. Like as of Wednesday, effectively. In fact, one of them's, they're here already. Now, of course, I get it. You know, in the words of the great American poet, ladies and gentlemen, the great American poet, in the words of the great American poet. Anyway. Sorry, I don't understand. My Google's attacking me again, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm all for wanting transparency and wanting more games, yeah? Of course I want to know what more games are coming, but let's not ignore the massive games, yeah? The massive games that are coming, you know? It's like finding out what your Christmas present is and they're not caring about it, even though it's an amazing Christmas present. It's like, yeah, okay, what else have I got? And it's like, don't be greedy, man. Like, there's no harm in wanting to know, but like also at the same time, recognize that there are some massive titles coming, yeah? Anyway, because not only that, ladies and gentlemen, not only do we have, as saying, we've got in that first week, you've got the likes of FIFA, Falconeer, and Far Cry 6, two of which are the biggest games of the year, potentially, in the first 7 days. Not only that, tomorrow we should have the Stadia Pro games for October revealed. Plus, may not be tomorrow, but plus, possibly some other games. So not necessarily announced as well, not necessarily pro games. So we'll come to the Stadia Pro games later, ladies and gentlemen. But remember in the chat, let us know in the chat what titles you think may come. Yeah, I'll be interesting for that. Oh dear, yeah. Yeah, it set mine off on a tiz. See, I changed the lyrics to Busta Rhymes. I didn't think that through. I thought it was hilarious changing the lyrics. I couldn't obviously say what he really said. I'll be cancelled. It's not my place to quote him directly in that rap. Yeah, so I changed the words. I didn't think about that. Yeah. Funny. Anyway, but yeah, that's the impression anyway I get. Some people are like, give me some more. Anyway, talking of FIFA, those that pre-ordered the Ultimate Edition at £90, $100, I think, £90 in the UK, had an opportunity to play it. And I've seen a couple of streams of people playing it. And word in the cloud hood, as it were, is that it's another great port from EA, ladies and gentlemen, another great port. Shout out to Cloud Gaming Extreme. He did a good an initial look at it, and it's certainly looking good. I watched also Sonny playing as well, and for all accounts, it's looking like a pretty good. There we are. There's your shout out to Extreme there, but it's looking like a really good port. And apparently it's at 1440p upscale to 4K, 60 frames per second, which, and again, I've seen it a number of places, but I don't know how accurate this is, compares better than the Xbox Series S version, as I understand it, or is it the Xbox S version? I can't remember. But anyway, not bad really. All in all, it looks really cool, looks really good, looks really impressive. I don't know, am I going to jump in straight away? I don't know. I'm a bit of a casual FIFA player. I don't play it a lot. So I had the other one because it was on a massive discount when it first came out. But yeah, and already I get a sense that lots of PC players are trying it out on Stadia and stuff like that. There was a tweet on the old Moni Reddit saying actually there were quite a few players already, and it's only the Ultimate Edition. So it seems it could that be reflective or anecdotal of the fact that we're getting a few PC players who are looking for that hypermotion that they're not going you're not going to get on PC versions and play it on Stadia. And response wise, everything according to Cloud Extreme here, very good indeed. So that bodes well. Another great port. Yeah, this is Jamie Lee Williams is saying Series S. So it is a Series S. That's why I just checked myself then, because I found it a bit difficult to believe. But there we go. 720p upscaled on Series S. That's so they can play it at 60 frames per second. But there you go. Apparently, Stadia is 1440p upscaled to 4K at 60 frames per second. I'm sure people will go out and do their bean counting on it and all of that. But there you go. But just visually, from what I've seen of Sunny Cloud Games, Cloud Extreme, it looks really good. I mean, I'm not that bothered about how, is it 1440p? Is it 4K? Is it, at the